Hello, I'm Paula Jarvis, and with me today to talk about online learning is Baldwin Elementary's visual art teacher, Paula Jarvis. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, yeah, it's great to be here with you.
Tell me briefly about your setting and your recent experiences.
Well, I teach in Baldwin Community Schools. I teach K through 5 visual arts, and over the last year and a half, we've had quite a roller coaster. We were moved to remote learning immediately on March 13th of 2020. Our district made the choice to stay remote until March 1st. Once we moved to March 1st, we had about 36 kids who stayed completely remote, and our schedule was Monday, Tuesday face-to-face, Wednesday asynchronous, giving us teachers the time to build all the lessons to include those remote students, and then Thursday, Friday face-to-face. So that's where we are right now.
All right, let's just dive right in. Do you think your school should have more hybrid and online learning, and why?
The short answer is no. My school district has rural internet issues. There's a lot of apathy even when students choose the online option, and there's definitely a lack of asynchronous engagement. The blended learning, yes. We need to utilize the devices and the online options, and it can absolutely be possible if it's done within the walls of our school. This may be a limited blended experience, but being able to provide technology based on that engagement and assessment options and the choices for all students, that offers differentiated instruction, modifications, and accommodations for all. So no to hybrid and online, but yes to blended.
Okay, do you think the current way that your school uses or implements online learning is off the mark, and why?
Right now, yes. Because of the COVID-19, our district made some hard choices, and we were online remote from March 13th, 2020 until March 1st, 2021. And we as a school were not really prepared for that immediate change in education delivery. And so our families were certainly not equipped or experienced in how to help their children succeed. And this is a key point in my district, that it's not that parents aren't doing their job, it's rather parents don't know how to do this job. And I'm going to add yet, because I think there is a place for it all down the road. But right now, we're not on the mark.
Okay, so how can it be better? In your words, your ideas, how could it be better?
So making this better in our school district, I think I find myself singing the same tune over and over again on these suggestions, that teachers need more professional development, but on fewer tools and strategies, and they need to be cohesive through the grade levels, and that these topics need to be driven by the teachers who know what's working with their students and what isn't working. And I think part of staff development should include a parent communication piece as well. Without the buy-in of these parents, students don't show up. There's a delicate dance of social emotional learning students and strict parenting, and we need to work with parents to successfully insist on student participation. At the same time, the teachers need a formula for their synchronous, asynchronous time, make some binge-worthy classes, and the community building online environments that leave very little excuse for students not to attend. So that's how it can be better with our online learning. Blended learning, we've got a lot of potential. The second major area of improvement that I see in my district is setting up students to be successful before the lessons even hit the LMS. Spearheading a student family tech camp based on the collaboration of teachers to create what I'm calling the Student Technology Skills and Knowledge Standards. Before school or week one, we spend time in a convention style or maybe a rubric walk through these sessions on each of the standards that we create, so that every student in the school knows how to access and interact with email, turn in assignments, insert images or take screenshots. Of course, each grade level will have different scaffold skills, but if all the teachers can help design lessons around these particular student skills already being put in place, then students won't have to struggle with the technology as they try to engage with the curriculum. This is particularly important in my role as a K-5 instructor. Knowing that all my students in the elementary school have that same set of skills is going to be monumentally helpful in me designing how I interact with technology in my classroom.
Now, a lot of the directives come from your state. Do you think your state is implementing a horrible policy for online courses? Yes or no, and why?
Boy, the state of Michigan, I think we all have done the best we can under the circumstances. We were not prepared for going online as quickly as we did. I don't think the state is making horrible policies and choices. The state basically told all the districts to do what is best for their communities, because the only people who can know what those students need in each different district is going to be the school communities, which is the board, the families, the staff, the administration, the communities at large. And this is going to differentiate between small, rural, like myself, or big school districts, Grand Rapids Public Schools. In this moment, I think several large cities and states are making it clear that in September they're going 100% brick and mortar in September. I'm not sure that there's enough leading us to that yet, and I'm glad that Michigan has not made that proclamation at this point, because I've heard, for instance, in an NPR interview, asking if students have benefited from online and hybrid learning, even if they work jobs or have sports or they have health issues. The people making those decisions aren't addressing those questions about the students who are being successful online and providing them with options to continue that success.
All right, now it's time for you to take a position on online, blended, and hybrid learning and make it clear and organized argument for what that position is. Go ahead, let me have it.
This is not a simple yes or no question for any of these options. Overall, I believe that each community, be it rural or urban, it's different. And so the capacity for properly supporting online, blended, and hybrid programs really depends on what the district can provide and embrace. With administrative staff and student buy-in, any of these platforms can be successful. And that's my overall position. I'll give specifics on online, hybrid, and blended, but I do want to say that the Department of Education, I think, has the opportunity to provide a platform for all public school students who want to stay online, and I haven't heard that being discussed anywhere, and I haven't found any research for that at this point. Okay, so online learning. Do I think they should be learning 100% online? My general response is no. There's a very small amount of students who are successful without the social stresses of a classroom, as well as students, whether for health reasons or athletic reasons, students who are working to help supplement their income of their family. Those students are finding success and kind of need that online model. But the general argument for no to online only school has to do with my community and relationships. I think young students, especially K-5 where I teach, they need that whole school experience that happens outside of the academics. They learn social skills at recess, at lunch. They learn commitment through sports and through music. They learn to read body language and facial cues of teachers and peers as a part of their listening and their understanding. And I think these are all imperative to child growth and development. The hybrid model looks different everywhere. And again, I'm going to say that without that family and student skill support and even just the equity of internet outside of the school building, the hybrid model is not a general yes for me. I think that there are some school districts that can do it. If they have the resources to allocate for staff and for training, then this might actually work in some schools. My particular school district, it's not going to work, not in my particular school building. The hybrid model right now, we are asynchronous 1 day a week. And out of all of my remote students, I see maybe 5% of them. So it's still that apathy or family misunderstanding of how to get their kids engaged in the curriculum online hybrid. There's other opportunities here with hybrid learning, being able to get some information before you show up to the classroom. But again, I don't think our students are trained to really do what's necessary outside of the classroom. So here I am with a big no on hybrid at this point in time in my school district and my school. Well, the blended learning is where I start to get really excited. I think that the blended learning opportunities, we've got all this technology. Teachers need to know how to use it and take their students outside of the classroom without even closing the door. One click of the mouse and you've got students who can differentiate their learning. They can make some choices to get to their learning targets that are going to look different than students sitting next to them because they've got the whole world right in front of them on their computer. In my particular circumstance, an example would be, let's take my students to a museum. Now in Baldwin, Lake County, there's not an art museum close by, but I can take them to the Museum of Modern Art, take them all to the webpage, give them an introduction to what the museum is, steer it towards my curriculum and my particular learning targets, and then set them off and let the website be their own personal docent. The blended learning style, I think, is adaptable for every teacher's set of skills, for every subject matter, and we just need the training as teachers to know how to access and utilize the best parts of technology within the subjects that we teach for the students that we're teaching. So yes, big yes on blended learning. And I hope that I see that really develop, not just in my school district, but nationwide. So all of this wonderful research and experience has really guided you to a frame of mind when it comes to online learning. Tell us about what is your philosophy when it comes to teaching using educational technology? Every good teaching philosophy has a lot of good meat in it, but I'm going to summarize this, my own personal educational technology philosophy. That as an elementary fine arts teacher in 2021, I believe that all students are a part of a community of learners embracing the process of experiencing, exploring, and creating art. And with all of the technology that is available to schools, teachers, families, and communities, that there is a place for technology in public schools. I believe that technology is a valuable tool that each student should be trained to use. Teachers as well need the training necessary to prepare their courses so as to utilize that technology that takes students' learning to new levels. Drawing on the experience and expertise of teachers who have been successful using this technology should drive that professional development. And being able to differentiate, modify, and accommodate, as well as take students beyond the classroom with the click of a mouse, not only enhances curriculum and promotes student academic success, but it prepares our students for successful life in the 21st century. And that's my philosophy. Some great information. What a great philosophy. So what do we do from here? Do you have an action plan? What kinds of things are you going to put in place? My action plan actually has 3 goals, and it has to do with who I am as a professional, where my district is right now, and the relationship that I have with my administration. My 3 goals, and I'm going to show you these slides as I talk about them, have to do with student skills and knowledge and teacher skills and knowledge, because without that as that foundational core, then we can't move forward with any fidelity. So let's take a look at my action plan. Goal number 1 is I'd like to spearhead a teacher collaborative that contributes ideas and establishes a set of student technology skills and knowledge standards, or the STSKS, the STICKS, if you will. Goal number 2 is I'd like to help to design and administer a student ed tech camp, some sort of initiative that's going to help students establish necessary skills and knowledge in technology to be successful with their online lessons and interactions. And goal number 3,
I would like to represent district staff in guiding the administrative decisions on that tech ed professional development for staff regarding implementation of the online materials to students. Again, I've been talking with Paula Jarvis, the visual arts teacher from Baldwin Elementary School in Baldwin, Michigan. I want to thank you for joining me today and giving great insight, and thank you for watching and listening. This is Paula Jarvis. Have a great day.